Peace and love. Peace and love out there. It's it's carnival time. I've never been to the Mardi Gras. I hope we get a few people in. I know it's generally a work day for most people. It seems like I've been pretty consistent with getting a few people in with me. I'm still gonna go for it, of course. At home, really this time with my grandchildren who are gonna stay home from school because they are not feeling well. It's a lot of sick people from flu and colds. The city of Chicago right now. I know at work a lot of people were sick. But what I'm talking about today is going to be regarding Carnival. Most people say Carnival, but I noticed that I am hearing Carnival more often now. And I'm hoping maybe someone will come through today and just maybe um, join me on this subject. Before I get started on that, I want to say that the last week has been, man, I mean, AP last night, I know he had a Sear Duke of Tears on, and I have to watch that. I watched some of it. I was driving a lot yesterday. I drive a lot every day, really. It's not a part of my, it's not a part of my job. I'm gonna put it on mute just a moment. Okay. Okay, y'all. It's gonna be hard to do this because so much is kind of going on. We have a lot going on at hospitals with the S on the end today. One who is a dear one that is trying to make their transition soon, and one that is making their transition in. And so it's just a really busy time. But I did want to talk about this for a moment. I was left off um, talking about how much is going on in Indian country. You know, it's a lot going on, a lot of good information being shared, and I'm really gonna have to take like the entire day to catch up. And I hope I can do that. But I do want to take a quick look. Is I said is Carnival a part of Black history? Of course, it should be a part of Black history. And so I was looking at. I'll do a share screen, and we'll do a quick. We'll do a quick look at what I have found. So of course, the first thing that happens when you look at have a question and you go online, you're gonna get a Wikipedia. So I wanted to. I don't remember what I was looking at initially, but it ended up being kind of about okay. That's not it. You can come out here, Yuri. So here is where Carnival, when you put in Carnival spelled that way, it is not um, pulling up. Now I'm not coming in your car now. Hmm? Now I'm not coming in your car. Yeah, we will get in the car. We're gonna have to. We gotta go to the doctor, I think. Okay, so when I put in Carnival, what I was looking at, the reason this all started, I want to come back over here. Peace and love. I see some, at least someone is there. The reason that this uh, subject of Carnival came up for me is that I'm looking at regalia and trying to compose a idea of what the women folk wore and what the culture of the women were during the times of as far back as I can get, and the evolution of the women folk. What you see when you take a quick look at the culture of the Indian that is recognized by the government, you see competitions and you get to see regalia for women in those competitions. That's at first glance. And so I wanted to see what about the women in South America. And the women in South America, you see only in parades regarding regalia at first glance. And so the way that I go about researching a thing is to get the first glance consensus of what is available to us out there, not taking it for fact, realizing that, yes, I'm going to have to dig deeper, but what can we see on first glance? And so remembered that I saw a parade where the I believe it would have been the Arawak Indian was in that parade, and it was many of them, and there were lots of feathers, and I could see them, clearly dancing. And I said, okay, that could be my start of what the South American remnants of what the women's culture and celebrations must have looked like in terms of regalia. So I was looking for that, and I did maybe, I knew it was a parade, so I did parade in the Caribbeans or Caribbean in the Caribbean. Okay. And the first thing you see is something like the Jamaica Carnival or Carnival. Now, I don't know if it's pronounced Carnival opposed to Carnival because it was spelled different at some point. But as you can see, there are feathers, there are dancing. You can see that clearly. There's someone here with the feather crown. I'm messing up. I'm probably gonna delete this. Okay, I didn't share my screen, so let me go share my screen. I'm gonna do this as long as I can. Okay, so what I said is I looked up parade in the Caribbean because I remembered seeing. I could see clearly what the North American or Native American Indians that I recognized were wearing regarding the women because they had the contest, and you can see what regalia they pull out to represent the Indian. Now, I believe that the Native Americans are holding the culture of the Indian, the indigenous Indian, whatever is left of it, to see that they are the holders of it. They would have it. Not that they would really represent it well or even show all of it, but it would be on reservations maybe, and that's the best remnants of what our celebrations might be. That's my idea. I wanted to then look at what the South American culture of people have to show us about the regalia and representation of the Indian woman, because I'm interested in making a consensus of what the regalia, what's consistent about the regalia of the women. Okay, I might try to do this later. Peace and love, Southwind. I'm gonna put it on mute. I'm gonna try to come back. I got a lot going on. I'm gonna put it on mute for a few seconds and try to come back. Peace and love, y'all. Okay, so uh I'm back. Let's see who we have here. Hi Libra. Hi Libra son. Peace and love. Okay, I want to go back over and then I won't be able to stay long. We have a few things going on in the family today that need attention. Love and honor to you, Libra son, as well. But um what I'm talking about and what I want to try to finish once I get settled back down is right. South winds say we the only old heads of old heads. Old heads. When I hear that term, I think about house music. So I don't know if y'all into that, but that's a weakness for me. But so what I'm talking about is this Caribbean carnival. And what has me interested in it was I have been looking at regalia because I want to start with my family with a specific regalia that we could wear with our everyday clothing. I'm going to stop the screen for a moment. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So All right. Um so I want my family, my young granddaughters, the men as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm just looking at it from a woman's perspective at this point. Now I know there is a lot of where and Libra son, I have the link to um your shoe page, your shoe what is it? Website, your website for your shoes. I'm going to put that on the video that I have your name on the front line of. I hope that's okay too. But I'm going to put that in the description, your link there, and just say that that is who you are and what you're doing. The description of, I think that would be last week's video that we were live on. So, and I noticed too, Libra son, I know I'm all over the place. When I go to your YouTube page, I didn't see your link in your About You section. And I was thought that maybe it would be there. So I'm wondering if there's another page, YouTube channel that you have, or if there's something I'm missing maybe. So, okay, so back to this. I am interested in creating my family's regalia, let's say. My family's uh, specific way of showing that we are one uh, new representation. There he is, Love Legacy. All right now. He is on his mission. I love it. Peace and love. So I wanna create a piece of regalia to start with that my family in specific would wear to represent our new awakening that we are the American Indian. And I want it to be something that is a that will that I will gather this regalia. I will gather it from what I can see that is available in the world from North America and South America to come up with an idea that would show the relevance of or the that would show the joining of South American and North American Indian culture. Now, I don't know what that's going to be, but I would imagine it might be some hairpiece or necklace, or I have some ideas. I have some ideas. So to do that, I was looking at what the American, the South American Indian representation is today, what the North American Indians representation is today for the women. For the women, it is competitive dancing where they wear shawls and the shawls have the shingles on them. And that's one of the easiest to see for the South American, which is where I got stuck, I am going to share my screen again and show you what I found. I remembered that someone had a video and they were showing someone in the community of the American Indians that we all probably subscribe to. I can't remember who. As a matter of fact, I think it's Love Legacy. Let me come back over there. Love, do you have a video that shows the carnival, a parade where the maybe Arawak Indians, and they are like strong in numbers and they're dancing? Because I was looking for that specific video. Since I could not find that video, I looked up Caribbean carnival or Caribbean parade because that's what it was. It was a parade. And this is what I found. I found Jamaica's carnival and that the carnival or carnival, my sister says it's carnival, and I thought it was too. And she says that that it's carnival, and I looked it up specifically like that. And what I found was looking for regalia, looking for, how they wear the feathers, what kind of competitions. I'm just trying to see what our women representation is. What is the women's representation in the world of the American Indian today? Okay. And so when I looked up Carnival, spelled as Carnival, I would say, okay, let's see, Carnival Chicago or 2020. Okay, let me just see what this is real quick. So this is the time of year that Carnival is. Now, I don't know what this one is like, but I would imagine that this is in fact the same in in Venice. I believe this would be the same. What does the word Carnival mean? It is an Italian word derived from Latin carne, right? Meaning meat, and lavare, meaning remove, corresponding to English carnival or carnival. It is a tradition Christian celebration which marks the beginning of Lent, the period of 40 days before Easter, during which no meat is eaten. Okay, that was consistent. Okay, this is consistent. And so when we look up carnival, oh, sorry, y'all. When we look up carnival, we will find the same pretty much. And you will see pictures like this. And this is supposed to be the way that this started. Um, okay. The history, and then I want to just jump to I wanted to jump to maybe the development, but I'm not gonna do all of the reading. So that is the beginning of what carnival is supposed to be. When you do carnival and you put culture with it, this is when we start seeing the feathers and we start seeing words like slave. So the festival originated with Italian Catholics in Europe and is later spread to the French and Spanish, who brought the pre-Lenten tradition with them when they settled and brought slaves. Trinidad, Dominica, Haiti, Martinique, and other Caribbean islands. Okay. So Let's look at this brief history. This is when we start to see, and notice they are not showing the faces on their entry page. Okay, not here. Okay, I only got a few, maybe about 5 minutes. Let me come back over here. Okay, so it may be the Garifuna and where they have all those people in the parade. I need to put it on mute for one moment. One second. Okay, let's see what you say here. Southwind says, I've seen Aboriginal TV and legendary Top Cats both recently posted videos of what I'm speaking. Okay, okay. So I really, and that's something that I really want to do is catalog. And so if someone is talking about a specific subject, I want to try to like create a, a small series maybe, and you guys might be able to give me a little feedback here. So let's say I create a video that I use the Kind Master to just do maybe pictures and a few words about maybe the definition of what the carnival is, a couple of definitions, and then say you can see below uh, links that will take you to the Aboriginal or the American Indians research regarding this subject. Was that clear? Talk to me, somebody. So the video would be, say, 2 minutes long, and it will show a progression of photographs, maybe some speech given a description of what the information is that's going to be researched. So let's say pyramids in North America, pyramids in North America. Below this video, I'm asking people to drop links where people have researched or are researching pyramids in North America. And let's say if the stream is 10 hours long, the person who drops the link would also put the time frame that that specific subject is being talked about. That's something that I would like to do so that we can begin cataloging and make it easier for someone coming in to look at a specific subject like regalia, women's representation of Indian culture in North America. And then I would be dropping links in constantly and over time in the comments or the description. So let's say someone puts a link in the comment section. I go to that comment section and look at uh, look at that link, look at the time period they said that that discussion is being made, and then I would put it added to the description as a source of information that you can go to and hear what the community is saying about that subject. That's something that I would love to see happen because it's so much information out there, but it's really difficult to dig through a lot of hours looking for that specific content. So I'm going to begin to wrap this up. I just wanted to show Wikipedia's description. So on first look at the South American representation of the Indian today, we will see regalia that is going to be like bikini and a headpiece that is going to have lots of feathers in it. You cannot see on here. Let's choose another, maybe another picture and see if you could see something else. Okay, no. So there's another waist picture that you could see where they wear a specific kind of belt around their waist, even if they have on a bikini. So now I want to just do Carnival, and that is another thing that I see that is consistent. Okay. So what I want to do is I just want to show you what Wikipedia is saying about, not Wikipedia, let's see.
Yeah, do you know where my glasses are?
They were on the floor under these clothes right here. Hmm. Get EJ up and get him ready. Okay.
Where's EJ?
Oh, history. He's in his bed. He's just way over against the wall. And then I'll get Ija.
Where is I?
Let's just go with Trip Savvy because they're the first people who I show up saying something about the history. And let's see if they say anything about. Okay, this is the first statement that I had up. In other words, what I am going to go ahead and tell you, what I have found is that the first thing that you find out is that they are attributing the carnival to slaves, but slaves that were brought here from Africa. History, let's see. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Try to bring this down. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to go. And I just think that these things need to be challenged. If this is the Indians celebration and it represents the Indians of those lands, then it needs to be challenged that they are trying to contribute this to the Africans. So let's go here with the history. The cedula of population of 1783 laid the foundation and growth of the population of Trinidad. The Spanish who were in possession of the island contributed little towards advancements, and with El Dorado the focus, Trinidad was perfect due to its geographical location. French planters with their slaves, freed colors, and mulattoes from neighboring islands, that's a reference to the native people or the indigenous people, uh, mulattoes from the neighboring islands of Martinique, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, Grenada, Guadeloupe, and Dominica migrated to the Trinidad during the French Revolution. The Spanish also gave many incentives to lure settlers to the island, including exemption from taxes for 10 years and land grants in accordance to the terms set out in the cedula. These new immigrants establishing local communities of Blanchistes, Champs, Flores, Cascade, Carinage, and Lentil. Just a minute. 1 minute. Leventu, Trinidad's population jumped to over 15,000 by the end of 1789 from just under 1,400 in 1777. In 1797, Trinidad became a British crown colony with a French speaking population. This exodus was encouraged due to the French Revolution. Though the foundation remained predominantly African from the beginning of 1845, major influxes of indentured immigrants from India and other parts of the world dramatically changed the ethnic composition of the islands. So, how it's predominantly African is not explained. These indentured servants brought their own folk music, primarily from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, to the Creole mix, resulting in chutney music. In addition to Indians, Surayans, Portuguese, Chinese, and Africans came to the island in waves between 1845 and 1917 and even after. I'm skipping down a little bit just because I have to go. I really want to talk about this and see more. Um, it says here, the last sentence there. Instead, white upper class society would dress up as black men and women to display carnivalesque practices and the racist notions that black men were childish and women were hypersexual, really. Middle class people, I'm going back up a line, middle class people of color and enslaved Africans were not allowed to participate in carnival or carnival activities except when slaves were performing. Instead, white upper class society would dress up. Okay, I see. After the emancipation of slaves in the British Americas on August 1st, 1834, African slaves reenacted carnival by taking to the streets in celebration of their newly found freedom. This festivity associated Africans with the carnivalesque practices and were racially stigmatized as savage, vulgar, and dangerous by white elite, eventually leading to white withdrawal of participation as well as hostile journalistic representations of Carnival. And this is true. The hostile journalistic representation is still going on. Because when you see representations, many of the times, if it is not our own media, it is definitely depicting it as a chaotic, negative experience, as far as I can tell. The post emancipation period allowed Carnival to become an annual ceremony demonstrated the African population's resistance against aristocratic aristocratic European social and political dominance, and thus European elite attempted to abolish and police Carnival much more. Okay, I'm coming back over there. I'm gonna stop my screen share. Original Night with Peace and Love. God Body Shine News. Peace and love. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. I want to get back to this. I want to talk about this. I want anyone who knows of some links, if you would be so kind to drop links who are people who are talking about this from the perspective of the American Indian or the or even the yes, the American Indian, be it North or South. If there's anyone who is speaking up on this issue from the point of view that they know that they are the indigenous Indian represented in these parades, I sure would like to know about it. Because as it stands, the majority of what I'm finding online is speaking to that this is an African slave being a celebration of the abolishment of slavery. And I just don't think that's true. I believe that this parade, in some high percentage, represents the indigenous people of those lands. So I'm going to say peace and love to y'all. And I hope that someone is going to benefit from this. And we'll get back to it. I hope to see a few links maybe posted regarding the issue. Peace and love, y'all.